So, Arsenal, 2. The worst team in Premier League history at this point of a season, 1. And both of our goals were OGs. Yeah, own goals. Bukayo Saka ain't getting his bonus tonight, mate, because you don't get an assist for an own goal. Hold that. Yeah. Our striker will be scapegoated again. Yeah, he'll be scapegoated again. Yeah. That performance was absolutely every single thing that I have been saying for 6 years about this manager, about why he will never amount to anything. This is the worst team I've ever seen, and it is factually the worst team at this point, points tally wise, ever in a Premier League season. We're the best all singing, all dancing Arsenal. We're the greatest manager that every club wants, but every big club apart from Atleti and Man City have swapped managers multiple times, but never asked for him. They've all changed managers, but they want him. But don't worry, guys. Yeah, don't worry, guys. It's because of injuries, guys. Where it's almost like we told you Ben White can't play 3 games in a week, and now he's done hamstring. Almost like Zubimendi ain't the guy, bruv. Yeah, almost like, why are you playing Zubimendi and Declan, who played 90, by the way? Yeah, couldn't even muster up breath to try and celebrate with Jesus, who's shameless, you shameless bastard. Yeah, weren't even your goal, and you're jumping around like you've won the World Cup. Get out of here. Kenny, you were at the game, yeah? They got booed off at half time, right? Make sure you follow Kenny Kem 1972. They were 4 minutes away from getting booed at full time. The glum faces in that crowd tonight, Kenny, it's on a knife edge. Yeah, let me tell you something. Yeah, you want to know something? You want to know something? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Kenny. Yeah, that right there is one of the worst performances I have ever seen on this manager, and there's been some bad ones. Declan Rice is running on fumes. Zubimendi is dusted. Yeah, Mikel Merino, don't put him in midfield ever again. Our striker, yeah, they ain't passing to him. We've seen that multiple times. Yeah, Martin Kelly, bruv. Yeah, go back to the Europa League in the favelas, mate. Absolute shambles. I'm going to shut up ranting. This is a football discussion show for entertainment and opinion only. Everything here is about sport. We don't involve politics, personal targeting, or hate. Kenny, talk to me.
You know what? That was some build-up. You know, it was much worse than that. That's the thing. You only scratched on the surface. I mean, we talk about Martinelli. It was actually quite a funny sequence of play. When he saw activity on the bench, he saw that, you know, 3 people on the bench. He saw Odegaard about to come on. He saw Trossard about to come on. He saw Marino about to come on. All of a sudden, a burst of pace. You know, did what he was doing 3 years ago, attacking the box, try to shoot for a goal, went wide, and then he went off as though he had a great game. Martinelli, I see you, mate. The same on Martinelli, not getting past your man, getting pocketed, but when you knew when you saw the thing come, that's when you tried. Eze non-existent. Once again, I have to admit, in the first half, a joke was going around the stadium, around my section of the stadium, because if only we had a striker. That was the theme of the first half. If only we had a striker, because once again, he's making the runs, no one's passing to him. He looks oafish, to be honest, and it was a case of he met his match in quite the Wolves defenders because they're big lumps. I thought Wolves were very comfortable. It says a lot that, despite the fact that the worst here in the league, the only shot on target came from Hee Chan on the 30th minute. The only shot on target came from Wolves player Hee Chan, bottom of the table, and then we had some open goals, 3 headers going nowhere. I mean, they call us the set piece kings. Let me tell you one thing, right? There's only one person who basically has made us a set piece king. That's Gabriel Magalhaes. Without Gabriel Magalhaes, we're a normal Premiership side who are scoring occasional set piece, because he is the Mr. Set Piece. He's the one that scares the shit out of opposition defenders. But I say it once, say it 1,000 times. We made heavy weather of it, like I knew it would. And I said many times that teams have worked out a way to get through us. First and foremost, you press us into mistakes. You run us into the ground because you know our players have been overplayed and running empty. You get tight on Gyökeres. You just basically sit on Martinelli because he ain't got it. When he cuts in, there's nothing happening. When he tries to go back, there's nothing happening there. I thought Saka had an okay first half, but then again he got pocketed in the second half. And I thought second half, Wolves were comfortable. They were embarrassingly comfortable. Crosses are going in, they'll go straight into Johnson's hands. You know, they'll first every ball, especially in their defensive area. It was an easy game for Wolves, and then all of a sudden, Saka corner, and Johnson scores an own goal. But that
The luckiest goal in the world, by the way.
Luckiest goal in the world. Did that galvanise us? No. And then towards the end of the match, Wolves are the one who were getting bodies forward. And this is another thing that I noticed from the Sunderland game, and I've been saying since Sunderland, that our fabled excellent defence, our favoured unpenetrable defence, is a lot of bollocks. If you get bodies forward, I don't care how good the defence is, you win your second balls in your own attacking areas, you will creak, because that is what happens in normal teams. We're nothing extraordinary about defence. Since the Sunderland game, we conceded in every football match in the Premiership. Not obviously not in the Champions League, especially when some of the teams in the Champions League is embarrassing. But every game since the Sunderland game, we've been penetrated. You know why? Because we're not as good defensively as we think we are. Yes, we're organised, but I don't care what anyone says. You get bodies forwards, you put crosses in, and you keep putting us under pressure, we create. What happened? Just on a stroke of injury time, they got their goal, and it was deserving. Didn't come out of nothing.
That goal was coming for about 3 or 4 minutes.
It was coming for 3 or 4 minutes, and then in the second half, injury time, we got a goal. Now in the stadium, you have to take it from our point of view, and be patient with us, because we generally thought it was Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, we did. I did.
And basically, because my titles in my fan cam for Instagram, I just said water into wine. So I was fooled by it, and then my brother sent me a WhatsApp. He said, "No, it's an own goal." I said, "Oh bloody hell, we've won by 2 own goals." But it just says something that we struggle to beat Wolves, and the reason why we struggle to beat Wolves is because at the end of the day, all those people were saying that this title's going to be won by 1 in April, that all the teams in the Premiership, not all that, Man City, not all that, Liverpool struggling, Chelsea and all that. Doesn't matter how good we think we are. This is the Premier League. There are no easy games. And it doesn't matter how bad you think the teams, how teams are. Any team in the Premiership, from Wolves up to Arsenal, and that's all the 20 teams, if they spot a weakness in a team, regardless how big the reputation, they'll try and exploit it. Look at Liverpool. They won a title at a cancer. They won their first 5 games. But when teams spotted weaknesses, they started conceding goals. They were losing matches, because that's the Premiership. Because at the end of the day, the best 20 teams, in England, play in the Premiership. And I know that's stating the obvious, but
what did you make of the He-Chan when he went clean through? Because they never showed a replay of that, can you?
Yeah, we don't. You don't get replays in the crowd anyway. But basically, what it was,
I know that, but we never see a replay on TV. Yeah.
No, but basically,
did he get touched? Because you were there. It's like, I know you're the other side. You're further down.
No. It was actually coming towards my end. So basically, he got in front of our plays. He got replaced, and basically what's happening is that he did everything right, but Reyes is in such good form that you have to basically do something spectacular to beat him in a moment. So he made a good save, and what he did really well.
I'm talking about the one in the second half when he went running through. It looked like he got dragged back. It wouldn't have been a red, because it was a covering one.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean.
They never showed a replay of it, so I don't know.
They never showed a replay, because he was fouled. He was held by Hincapié.
There we go.
Hincapié did hold him, and I was told by Lawrence when he spoke to me when I was in the ground, he said that our first goal shouldn't be allowed because he wasn't in the corner.
Yeah, Saka was offside.
Yes, he said Saka.
But he never touched the ball, but he's interfering with play by being there.
Yeah, but basically, when you look at this team, 2 things. There's a lot of facts that come out. Teams are exploiting us that in terms of set pieces, our set pieces. They know that they haven't got the threat of Gabriel Magalhaes. Also, teams are getting our defence because I suppose we're missing his organisation. But let's get this right. We're not as good as we think we are. If we win this league, it's going to go down to the wire. I'm afraid, I hate to say it, and it's not. I've tried to be patient, but Gyökeres just does not fit in this team. This team does not gel with Gyökeres.
Nope.
They're not even, and it's got to a situation.
They're not even trying to pass to him, Kenny.
Well, yeah, but the reason why they're not trying to pass to him because they're giving up on him. They don't trust him. They don't trust him to hold the ball up. They don't trust him to put him in good positions that they think he's going to score. Whilst they trust Gabriel Jesus, they love him because they understand what he brings to the team. They know he's going to hold the ball up. They know he's going to create something out of nothing. He's going to make space for other players. Whilst Gyökeres, when he holds the ball up, yeah, it's kind of an old-fashioned trying to make space for our players. It's kind of Emil Heskey-ish. You know what I mean? But the way we play and the way Arteta's patterned his team out attacking-wise, this guy doesn't fit into it. And the sad thing about it is,
Eze, mate. Neither does Eze.
Eze. It was no Eze again. You take away the Spurs performance, you take away a goal against Crystal Palace. There's still a long, long way to go for him to look the part in an Arsenal shirt. We've won the game, so you have to be happy. But one thing I will say is that sometimes when you have a clamour to buy certain players, and the clamour comes from the fans, and the clamour comes from like the sporting director, despite all that clamour and all that fanfare, you still have to imagine this guy in your team, and the manager has to try and fit him in the team. But when you're trying to fit players into a team, there's a problem. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Now, I hear what you're saying about Zubimendi. I said on Dan's podcast that we got to sack it up because this guy will toss Eze into the bin. He will toss Gyökeres into the bin. But this guy Zubimendi is his boy. He's not going anywhere. He's going to make it work by force.
100%. Listen, get home safely, mate. Appreciate you. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. We will be there Monday. And
Monday podcast. And
next weekend, Everton away, mate. Long day.
It's a long day, but you know what? That's another thing, man. Another away game, another team that's
Everton, Palace, Brighton, Villa. Next 4.
Yeah,
good luck.
Yeah, but you think about Everton next week from a tactical point of view. Set pieces, they're going to be very comfortable at set pieces, especially without Gabriel.
And Jack's going to run them up the pitch as well.
Yeah, but don't just remember one thing: watch for their set pieces where Keane, Tarkowski. Remember, we haven't got Gabriel from a defensive point of view, so we need to be careful next week against Everton.
100%. Love you, mate. Get him safely, yeah? Appreciate you, man.
See you, bye.